Hello and welcome to another fun-filled knife adventure. Hooray! So today we're going to be taking a look at an up-and-coming knife. This is the Azusa Bladeworks Helldorado. This is a sub $100 Vanax steel folding knife that is very anticipated by quite a few people. So let's get into it. By the way, this was sent early to review and check out, so there might be some changes in the final product, so don't take anything, but I will show you what he's offering on his website, and we will talk about that here shortly. But it comes with a sticker, little padding, and the knife itself. I'm sure this one's been handed around. I believe a few people have checked this one out, possibly, and I'm sure the one you buy will come wrapped in plastic. No doubts about that. So let's just get into it and take a look here. You see the nice stone-washed finish on the blade. And like I said, this is Vanax steel. Very clean lines, aggressive jimping across the top there, but overall shape of the knife, very good package there. I like the size of the clip. Clip looks good. Looks like we have T8 hardware everywhere, including maybe even the thumb stud. We will check that out momentarily. Let's open this thing up and look at the blade. So there you go. There's the profile of the knife. It's got a very aggressive stonewash finish, which I like. Won't show marks. Be a good working finish. Very cool indeed. See how it fits in the hand. I have larger hands and I can get 4 fingers on it perfectly. Then if I choke up and use that forward choil for precision cuts, jimping feels good. It is larger, but it does stop you. It doesn't really hurt. They've rounded them off nicely. Feels really good for precise cuts. Let's see the lockup. Looks like it's nearly 50%, maybe about 40%. Lock bar access is good. You can see it's a little proud there, so you can get to that easy. Action is good on the knife. You can reverse flick the knife. Something I'm noticing is that the thumb studs are a little further forward than I would prefer. When I lay it in my hand, my finger wants to kind of land there naturally, so you have to kind of move up to get to that thumb stud, but it's not difficult, and after you've used it a little while, I'm sure you get used to that. Let's see. Regular works great with the regular thumb stud though, because your thumb can reach up there. No flipper tab. That's good. I don't like unsightly flipper tabs that stick out. This one's got plenty of a choil to keep you from getting on that blade. And it's a nice, it's got a nice area right here where it meets the scales. If you can really feel locked in. As far as the balance goes, I was worried about it being super top heavy. But you can see that it actually balances back here about where your finger sits when you're holding the knife. So that's a good balance spot. It wants to fall back if you go any up further. So right about there, which is about where your finger is when you hold it. So that's a good spot for that. Let's get a few measurements of this thing, starting out with the weight. It is 3.77 ounces. So it's under that 4-ounce mark. Let's get a few measurements here. So it looks like overall length is right under 7 3/4. So maybe 7.65, 7.7. Then blade length is right at 3.5 to the front of the scales here. And then cutting edge is right at 3 inches. So you lose a 1/2 inch with this choil. Let's get the calipers here. They might have, the blade's not thin or anything, but it looks like they might have saved a little money on the Vanax by having it not so thick. You know, some knives are overly thick. Let's see how thick this one is up here at the top. 0.122. And then it drops down behind the edge, very thin behind the edge, to 0.018. So yeah, very, very slicey. Let's get an overall width of the scales here. 0.565. And then with the clip, 0.685. Being very careful with this knife. And then people will want to know how thick it is from top to bottom. So at the back here, you get a good measurement here. 1.043. And then up here at the front, it is 0.925, and then at the most narrow point, 0.645. So that gives you some measurements on it there. Let's do a few size comparisons, starting with the standards. The Spyderco PM2. See, it is smaller than a PM2. And it is a little larger than a Para 3. Let's see what else I've got. I've got his first folding knife that he came out with at Azusa. And that is the Blitzkrieg. You can see it is very similar in size to that one. And then this is his other folder called the Cochise, that you actually get free right now with the pre-order. You get both of those knives for less than $100. So I don't know where they're doing that at, but that is a heck of a deal. They are OEM'd by Miguron. So let me show a few Miguron knives. If you have any of those, you might be able to compare them. This is the Miguron Archery. And this is the Miguron Archery, and it falls right in between those two. Then you have the Miguron Vane, very similar in size to the Vane. And you have the Miguron Mojarl, very similar, a little bit larger actually than the Mojarl, but close in size. And this is the Mero. It's a little smaller than the Miro or Mero. And this is the Barogi. Pretty similar in size to it as well. And let's see, I guess last but not least, this is the Gleer. It is smaller than the Gleer. A couple of other knives I have just laying around here that I can compare it to. This is the Petrified Fish Viper. So you can see how it compares to the Viper. And here is, let's see what else I got here. Well, these won't be very common knives, so there's no point in showing them to compare. I do have, let's see, one more maybe. Here's a Spyderco Smock. You can see I wanted to give something with a thinner handle so you can kind of tell the top to bottom dimensions on the handle there. So yeah, a good medium large size knife, not quite pushing that 8-inch yet, but like I said, I have large hands and I can get 4 fingers on it. And with that choil, it makes it feel really good. Let's do a sharpness test really quick and see if it came sharp. Got a piece of paper here. This knife has been passed around, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's already cut quite a bit, but still feels sharp. There's a couple of little hiccups, but I'm sure the production versions will be sharpened just fine. Very slicey down behind the edge. Yeah, plenty sharp. Let's see, let's check out this clip here. See how it fits into the pocket. So here's a pocket. And let's see how it fits. So, I believe just those 2 screws will be sticking out. Pressure-wise, it went right in. Not deep carry. Lanyard hole is still showing out there. Very nice tension though. It doesn't take much effort at all to put it in. It slides right over. Yeah, you can see the profile of that. Well, maybe you can. Got a nice little ramp on the front there. And it's a little sharper on the back to kind of hold it in. So yeah, the clip feels great. Get good access to it to grab it. Let's go check out their website and see what different versions they're going to be offering. So like I said, he's got it for pre-order right now. It looks like he's going to be offering 3 versions. A blue micarta and gray PVD blade, a white G10 and a black PVD, and the black micarta, stonewash, and satin. So yeah, that stonewash is very cool and aggressive. Looks like if you order this knife, you get to pick one of these 3 Cochise colors: black and black, black and satin, or gray and gray. Here's a rendering when they were developing it. But like I said, right now it says free Cochise with pre-order, and if you go to his shop, he offers the Blitzkrieg, which was his first model, the Cochise. The smallmouth is a little fixed blade that he made. But the Cochise sells for $45 by itself. So you're getting a Vanax knife and another free $45 knife for less than $100. So that's pretty much a no-brainer. Everybody should order this set, in my opinion. See what the specs say on here. A knife that would be right at home in the town, too tough to die. Aggressive Vanax blade, performance and value. Prototype is pictured. Final product may include changes. Due Q4 of 2025. Both knives will ship together. Vanax blade steel, blue micarta, blade length 3.5. Overall length 7.625. So yeah, 7.7 is what I said. Weight 3.61. I got 3.77. But like he said, that's subject to change according to manufacturing tolerances and such. So yeah, I will leave the link to this in the description for sure. This Blitzkrieg of his is a great knife. I did a flipper tab delete on it just because it had this nice blade window, and I think flipper tabs ruin the lines on knives. But this one has some of the best action of any knife I've got. Miguron really knocked it out of the park with all the milling, and nice finish on this one. Very fair price on it too. It is M390 blade steel, and I believe it was around $150. I think it's even cheaper now, maybe, or around that same price. But yeah, great knife. And then the Cochise, very easy front flipper. If you've never gotten good with the front flipper, this would be a great one to practice with because it's super easy to do. I can't do the light switch and stuff, but even me that can open it that way can with this knife because of how easy it is. So Migron did a great job on all these knives. Such a great, whoops, guess I gotta get up and go to work. They've done such a great job that if I was going to OEM a knife, I might go to them first. I'm so impressed by these knives I've gotten from him. This Cochise has a titanium clip. I mean, great knife for $45. You can't beat it. And to get it free with this package deal, I mean, come on, that's a no-brainer. Yeah, overall, I really like the design and layout of this knife. The handles aren't too thin. I thought they might be. Your hand fits good around it. It doesn't like get sloppy in your hand because there's, you know, your fist closes. You wrap right around it. Very good. When you choke up on it, you feel very comfortable because of this little ledge right here. Lock bar access is good. Detent is very clicky and good. The thumb stud position, I wish it was just a little further back, maybe right in there somewhere. And just for instance, this knife sitting over here beside me, this is a much larger knife, but you can just see in the ratios of where they put the thumb stud. This one is way closer up here to the scales. And it just makes it, when your hand lands on it, naturally you're down here. And so I wish that thumb stud was down just a little, but like I said, you'll get used to it after using it, and the regular flick works fine. And the blade is thick enough, you can probably, yeah. So you don't even have to use the thumb studs. You can just reverse flick off of the blade as long as you're not greasy and oily. So the blade's wide enough, you can just put your finger right there and just reverse flick right off of there. So that's probably how I will open it. But yeah, great knife, great guy, super cool guy, and I love that he's passing these savings on to the end user. Vanax steel for less than $100. I mean, you can't go wrong, and a free knife at that. Get both of these knives for $97.50. Come on, no brainer. I believe this one's 14C 28N. I don't actually remember, but I believe that's what it was. It's on the website. You can go check that out. But anyway, I appreciate you being here and checking out this knife with me. Appreciate him for sending it to me to check it out before it's actually released. Hopefully we can get this video out there to share it with people and get him some nice sales. Since he's trying to do something good for the community, Vanax for less than $100, we ought to support him. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoy talking about knives, come join us every morning at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time on my channel. I go live for a couple of hours. There's a bunch of great guys in the chat. Very knowledgeable guys that will answer any question you have. We just sit around and talk about knives, get our day started. Been doing it for over 200 days straight now, so don't plan on stopping anytime soon. So if that sounds like something you would enjoy, come join us. We would love to see you there and hear your input. Anyways, hope everybody has a great day, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks.